Hello, my name is Tony.
Hello, I'm Michael Mahal.
Hi, I'm Sierra.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Reese McReynolds, and today we are introducing our product, Treads. So what are Treads? Treads are ultra-intelligent shoes that adapt to your specific circumstances and exercise goals. By incorporating some of the most advanced tech, including GPS, accelerometers, pressure sensors, and many more, Treads can help you reach your exercise goals swiftly. Treads are made up of 6 fundamental components. First, GPS technology is integrated into the shoe to measure distance and speed. In addition, an insole accelerometer will count the steps and weight of the user. A barometric altimeter, alongside sensors, will be used to determine ground elevation, detect weight being lifted, and contribute to the overall calories burnt calculation. Treads will come equipped with swappable treads and Gore-Tex waterproof technology. So depending on your situation, whether you are mountain hiking, street running, biking, or playing tennis, our swappable tread technology will give you the ideal tread for every single situation. Finally, all of these components will feed data directly to our state-of-the-art smartphone app to provide real-time insights into your exercise goals.
Next up, we have to talk about the cost breakdown for Treads. Now, I listed the initial cost as that's the amount we would need if we were to start from scratch. And first up, we have the cost of R&D. Now, the next big thing of our initial cost is the app development. With Treads being a smart running shoes app, it's crucial to have an app in place for users to check their daily activities and their stats. And due to the app not being overly complicated, we have budgeted only about $5,000 to start. And next comes a big chunk of our initial cost, and that's manufacturing. And like restated before, you have all the features of Treads. Now each of those components needs to be sourced and manufactured together with the shoes to make, our Tread smart running shoes. And in total, these materials should be able to create about 500 pairs of Treads for the initial launch. I'll tell you the profit margin in a little bit, and the final cost of our initial launch is the marketing aspect. We have dedicated quite a big chunk into marketing, a total of $40,000 to be exact, because the product idea is so new that it may take people more time and exposure of our ads for them to build traction. And number 2 is to maximize our launch sales potential. In total, the initial cost comes down to about $200,000. And I also took the time to break down the cost per pair of Treads in order to calculate margins and potential profit. And with this, you can see here, and everything added up should come down to about $186 per pair of Tread to manufacture. And I based these numbers off of the Apple Watch because the electronics inside our shoes and the Apple Watch are quite similar. I know that we would not get the exact same cost or as low as Apple can get their cost for their parts because of Apple's high quantity. So I multiplied our components cost by 3. So if we were to sell the shoe at $399, that would be about a 54% margin. So if we do $399 times 500, it comes down to about $200,000, which would perfectly cover our starting costs. And now remember, we spent a lot of capital on R&D, like initial R&D and app development, which would not be needed after the first launch. So the plan is we break even on our first launch, and then we recoup our capital and we begin to scale.
For related news articles, our team decided to read an article called "These Smart Sneakers Can Track Your Workout For You." And in this article, it dives into Under Armour, who's betting that joggers and marathoners want data from another source besides their watches, which is their shoes. And runners already have a range of wristbound options to keep track of their workouts, but this article urges that it may be time for that market to expand their horizons and keep up more up to date with current technological trends. So Under Armour is releasing the Speedform Gemini 2s, which they're marketing as smart sneakers. and they include a computer chip that detects the user's stride length, speed, and distance traveled. And according to Under Armour, the monitoring abilities of the shoes are more precise than even that of a treadmill, since it would be less susceptible to inaccurate readings brought on by movement, and it's also more accurate than data which is obtained from the wrist. But despite being smart, the sneakers don't fit any differently from a typical pair of running shoes. People who have worn the shoes say that Speedform 2 Gemini 2s feel light and springy throughout the times that they've worn them, giving strides a slight boost in velocity. But they're hardly the first pair of internet-connected running shoes to hit the market. Nike Plus sneakers include sensors that track both speed and leap height, and Xiaomi, a Chinese smartphone manufacturer, said last year that it was developing a pair of Link shoes that could sync comparable data to the business mobile app. But in the case of Under Armour, the sneakers recognize when the wearer is jogging automatically, and they'll go into sleep mode when they're not in use. And this indicates that the battery in the shoes lasts as long as the shoes do, according to Under Armour. And after that, the run data is synced from the shoes to the UA record app by Under Armour. And it can be compared to a car's odometer, where the shoes may store certain data locally, including statistics from up to 5 runs and the total number of kilometers traveled. And owners may participate up to 450 kilometers per use, according to Under Armour.
When making our product, we wanted to get some further insight on how we could best suit our user. And we found that Christine D. Pollard's article to be insightful, as it highlighted the injuries after running mid to long distances. And after reading her study, it was clear that many new shoe companies are really focused on innovative silhouettes and interiors, and are actually incorporating maximal running shoe features into their products for short to mid-distance runs. Our product is a digital-first shoe that is made to aid wearers not only within tracking their process, but is made to feel like a natural addition to their foot. And considering that our shoe tracks the impact and weight of a runner's steps, this information is really useful when designing the soles of our running shoes.
Now, because the assignment did not directly state the digital product need to be a student startup, we decided to create another scenario where our product is already an established company looking to expand further. And the reason we decided to create 2 scenarios is because student startups are always heavily constrained by capital, and that in turn heavily limits potential strategies when it comes to business and marketing. So therefore we decided to not only present the startup side of Tread, but also present an already established startup that's a few years after its initial launch. So though most aspects would be pretty much the same, it gives them more freedom when it comes to future post-startup roadmap for Treads, when it comes to marketing especially. And next, Reese is going into the SWOT analysis of Treads, where Tread is a student startup. And after that, I'm going to go into the SWOT analysis where Tread is post-startup, and Sierra is going to go into the post-startup version for Tread with the pesto analysis. Now, so yeah, take it away, Reese.
So here we have our SWOT analysis, where we analyze our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. One of our biggest strengths, we feel, is that our product is something that you're not going to forget to put on every day. As humans, and we live in a society where every time we leave the house, we actually have to put our shoes on. It's just a thing. It's an unconscious thing that we do. Whereas other wearable technology in the industry, such as the Apple Watch and the Fitbit and things like this, you actually have to make an effort to put these on and to remember to wear them. In addition to this, we have a seamlessly integrated smartphone application that tracks workouts and overall fitness progress. And we have swappable treads that are not yet seen in the industry. So while there are competitors to our product, which I'll talk about later, swappable treads are not at all seen in the industry yet, and they're something that we think is very original with our product and that'll distinguish us from others. As for our weaknesses, obviously these are going to be more expensive than regular shoes. With all the technological components and things, it's just not possible to make them less expensive or equal to a regular pair of running shoes. As students in a business and digital arts program, we have a lack of microengineering and manufacturing expertise. And of course, again, as students, we have limited resources as a student startup. As for the opportunities, wearable technology is huge. It was estimated to be worth $40.65 billion USD in 2020, and it is estimated to go to $265.4 billion USD by 2026. As for the threats, as mentioned before, there are some competitors in the industry. Mostly they're smart insoles. There haven't been very many smart shoes, but these smart insoles already exist, such as Digisole and Nerve. They seem to be in very early stages of development, and they kind of seem like they're not very well put together yet, so we still feel like this is a good market space to jump into. That being said, Under Armour, one of the biggest companies in the world, they are also developing a smart shoe called Speedform Genesis 2, again in very early stages of development, and we can't really tell you what it's going to look like.
So what would be different for Treads? It was already in a post-startup phase. So I believe in the strength section, the integration with tech and smartphone app would stay pretty much the same, but now added with the established and growing customer base for Treads. In the weakness section, we no longer have a lack of engineering and manufacturing expertise or limited resources as a student startup because we're not a student startup anymore. When it comes to opportunity, I think with Treads being already in a post-startup phase, combined that with the insane growth speed of digital culture, it gives Treads a good chance to dominate the smart shoe space and perhaps even make smart shoes become a norm to digital culture, just like smartphones or smartwatches. And yeah, no change would be made to Threads because Under Armour is still a big threat because their company size is so big.
When making an innovative shoe within a dense market, Treads stands out not only for its unique capabilities, but for the footprint that it leaves behind. The focus is on our 6 main pillars to creating the perfect running shoe that will have longevity within today's fast-moving climate. Not only do we keep our users front of mind, but we strongly pay attention to the political, economic, social, tech, legal, and environmental aspects and how Treads is immersed within those sectors. We are a Canadian company that abides by the trade mandates and protocols set by our nation. Our product is currently available within North and South America and as well as Europe, and we're looking to really expand our reach as our company grows more relations over time. Economically, other than manufacturing, a bulk of our spend, for example, outreach, campaign, and marketing is directed towards the social media and influencer market. We work with both high-tier and low-tier funnels of ad products as well. And we believe in fair workers' rights. Our manufacturing and shipping is based within Ontario, Canada, and follows the employee rights that are set and protected within the province. We're a digital-first company ran by Gen Z, but made for all. Our product targets runners of all experience levels and with varying goals, whether that is to track their trail runs or if they are training for a marathon, we have them and their feet covered. And we are also immersed within the social media landscape, and we really utilize our voice and we leverage our knowledge of TikTok and IG ad products for our main source of outreach. And with that, we prioritize influencer outreach and connections within the footwear market within Canada to really boost our brand awareness and development through content. We have a legal team that oversees our practices and goals and really aligns them with the nation's set standards and protocols. And since our product is largely marketed on social media, our legal team clears up any blind spots when it comes to brand deals, digital signage rights, music, following the Canadian music copyright laws for any marketing campaigns within the nation, ad distribution, and influencer and brand collab contracts. Environmentally speaking, our product is produced in a green facility, and our outer shoe is actually made up of 100% recycled materials.
To conduct our scenario analysis, we first had to create a user persona to base it off of. We decided to create Active Andrew, who has a routine of jogging every day and would like to keep track of his running statistics as well as be able to set goals for himself. During the first step of the scenario analysis, Andrew normally uses an Apple Watch to track his runs, but he's also been known to use a Fitbit in the past. but he isn't a fan of the feeling of running with it on his wrist, which urged questions for us such as, what are the biggest pain points of jogging in 2022? And made us think that watches aren't for everyone, and runners can be very nitpicky with their routines and their running attire, which prompted the idea of providing Andrew with an alternative to wearing a watch. Following the first step, Andrew begins seeking alternatives to wearing a watch while jogging, so he researches other solutions. This prompted the questions, where do users search for new jogging apparel, and why should people transition from a watch to a pair of smart shoes? Noting this, we realized that there needs to be a strong need to make the switch because of how substantial the price difference is. In Andrew's third step, he discovers treads and is excited to track his runs without wearing a watch and set challenges for his runs. Here we questioned, what features can we implement that other competitors are not currently doing? And is it more important to change the way running looks or how running feels? From here, we conceptualized the idea of adding running weight, built-in GPS and flashlight features, detachable threads, and a mobile app with challenge features. In Andrew's final step, he wears his new shoes and can easily track his runs. He can connect a mobile, view GPS, and view data visualization on his runs. And here we questioned, how can we make a new customer become a long-term customer? And sparked the idea of a mobile application needing to be able to show more than what current competitors are already offering. But while doing so, we need to keep users' privacy secure and allow that to be known due to how much data this product could hold.
We are Treads, a digital-first running shoe company that produces adaptable shoes geared towards a variety of different runners looking for a tool to really ingrain within their journeys. We manufacture a product that's bending the industry standard within the running shoe market. Our patented shoes are equipped to be a natural aid for runners on any trajectory and includes pressure sensors to detect running weight, built-in GPS and flashlight features, and detachable soles that can be customized for various surfaces. Treads also syncs up to a user's mobile app, allowing for runners to track their stats, goals, and set challenges for themselves. We made a digital shoe for the digital world, and to put things simply, we're changing the way running looks, but most importantly, how it feels.
For the comparison between our product, which is Treads, and our non-digital counterpart, which is traditional running shoes, it was great to see more insights into traditional shoes to see what pain points are prevalent, and as well as what aspects of traditional shoes are working. So for traditional running shoes, there are four main aspects to having a great shoe, which are cushioning, flexibility, heel flare, and heel height. So when it comes to cushioning, since walkers always have one foot on the ground, runners strike the ground with more power. And the excitement around air cushioning systems in running shoes is due to the fact that runners require more cushioning in the heel and the forefoot than walkers do. When it comes to flexibility, numerous running shoe models are most flexible at the arch or the midfoot. However, certain models flex the most at the forefoot. And these are appropriate for different running styles such as midfoot or ball striking runners. When it comes to heel flare, running shoes may have a flared heel to provide extra stability for runners who strike the ground at their midfoot or forefoot. And a flared heel is also seen a lot on trail running shoes. And then finally, when it comes to heel height, running shoes are designed to provide stability for runners by having a built-up heel, and runners strike the ground first with different parts of their heel depending on the individual. But the foot can strike at the forward part of the heel, the midfoot, or the ball of the foot. And there's different theories as to what heel to drop is appropriate for runners. And then when it comes to our shoes, our Tread shoes, we're trying to focus on all the great aspects of the non-digital counterpart because runners can be very detail-oriented and selective when it comes to their shoe. So we're not trying to change anything or taking anything away. We're just here to add additional features without taking anything away from the comforts of the traditional running shoe. So some of the features that we decided to add to our Tread shoe is the pressure sensors to detect the running weight. We have a built-in GPS and flashlight feature. We added detachable threads that can be customized for various surfaces. The shoe also has the ability to sync up with our mobile app. And then runners can also track their stats, goals, and they can set challenges for themselves.
Now, onto the most creative part of this project. I'm going to talk you through our design process of treads. And onto the shoe itself, we have the first draft of the shoe. I wanted the shoe to look nice, clean, with up-to-date designs. But for color, I for some reason chose black and green. Because my thought process back then was, not a lot of shoes are black and green nowadays, so if we make our shoes black and green, we can stand out from the crowd. But that's a huge mistake. Anyways, the first design of the shoes came out and it looks like this. It does look like a shoe, but it's very hideous. It looks like a shoe I wore in grade 1, to be honest. And honestly, yeah, it just didn't look right. And I don't think no adults will wear that. And so yeah, I went back to the drawing board and drew design number 2. I tried to have a flashlight built into the side of the shoe. I tried a lot of new things with these shoe designs, and yeah, I took that sketch and prototyped it to a higher quality version of it. And ready? Here it is. It looks quite cool. It looks very high tech. It looks very heavy. Like a submarine or something. Yeah, it still did not feel right. For their next design, I basically did a remaster of this shoe, but I took inspiration from different running shoes that exist today. And here it is. To be honest, I was very impressed and quite happy with this design actually. Also got some underglow and side glow and glow on the back of the shoes. And similar to the flashlight feature, this feature is so cars, or people would be able to spot you if you were to go out at night. A safety feature that's also quite cool. For the final sketch of the shoe, I told myself the shoe needed to look futuristic, sporty, athletic, look like a running shoe that would exist today. And because our whole brand is based on new technology and smart running shoes, I first brainstormed some potential easy to style colors like white and black, and just decided to go with white as the primary color because people love white shoes. I swear everyone has a pair of these Air Force Ones because you can literally style them with anything. Then for the accent color, I've gone with a cyan light blue color because that just screams futuristic to me. Yeah, and this is the design that stuck. I had countless variation of it. I'm just gonna show some examples here. We have this one. Yeah, those are pretty bad. Yeah, onto the good ones. Yeah, we have this one here. This one pretty cool, but didn't go with it here. And the final one is this one. It's pretty much a combination of the best features of the previous versions. We got the underglow, the backlights, with the running shoe designs, the microelectronics built inside that you don't see. So yeah, that's a shoe complete. When brainstorming ideas for treads, we know we need to keep up with the digital culture and adapt to it. So talked about in the lecture, smartphones are becoming more prevalent, and especially for younger generations. And on top of that, combined with the increase in smartphone usage as you go higher on the income and education chart, our target customers are within the scope of being extremely smart with high technology levels when it comes to smartphone access. So yeah, therefore, the next thing I took the time to design was the app for treads. I'm not going to go into detail about how I designed it because we design apps so many times, so we are all very familiar with the app design process. So yeah, I'm just going to say some important features. We have the battery level, the charge, we have the tread you have on at the moment. This shoe has track on right now. We have the light feature because people may want it on and off, you don't want flashlight on during the day, do you? Yeah, and of course you have the important stats of the user's exercise stats, their steps, their calories burned, the distance traveled, etc. You can filter by day, month, and all time, for example. Yeah, and the thing about these shoes is you're able to track these stats a lot more accurately than per se Apple Watch or your phone's native tracking, so that's also a huge plus for treads. Now Reese is going to explain that how if we were a student startup, how would we do the marketing for Treads?
As students, we obviously do not have the capital required to develop a product as complex as this, nor the expertise to get it done. We believe that a Kickstarter campaign alongside email marketing campaigns are our best option to acquire funding to create our very first prototype. From here, we will be able to give potential customers and investors a live, working product in which they can base their opinions off of. To raise funds initially and beyond, we will rely on one of the world's most prolific industries, social media. We believe social media is the best way to spread our message and ideation across a mass group of people, and it will also be significantly cheaper than alternatives such as physical ads, commercials, etc. Finally, once a decent reputation is established, we will target professional athletes, giving them some sort of incentive to promote our product through their large-scale fan bases. Now, we would be remiss if we failed to mention the wearable technology industry and the role that it is playing in network individualism. At some point in time, Lee Rainey and Barry Wellman predict one of two scenarios. Either human life will be pleasantly augmented, or we will rely too heavily upon digital advances, leading to a walled-off, deeply hierarchical, isolating, and dehumanizing world. At Treads, we believe that our approach to smart technology benefits human life, leaning heavily toward the first scenario, where our product promotes users to lead a healthy lifestyle, to get out more, and to explore the world.
There you have it. That is our team project, Treads. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good day, everyone. What's up? Do the outro. All right, boys. Thank you so much for joining us today on our presentation. It's been a wonderful year. It's been a great day. We hope to see you soon. My name is Tony, and this is Team Treads. We hope to see you again. It's your boy. We'll be back. And thank you so much for listening. Oh my God, I'm done.